Hi, everybody. We are back with NCL and Mark Kansley, the Senior Vice President, Hotel Operations at Norwegian Cruise Line. We are on the brand new Norwegian Aqua, and we're going to talk about what's new. The ship is definitely, there are changes and improvements from previous ships. And we're going to talk about that here on Insider Travel Report. Mark, good to see you again.
Good to see you, Alan. Thank you for taking the time.
So you have done, all your work is evident, but let's now start breaking it down and talking about, first, overview for the new travel advisors. How many ships and which one is this?
This is number 20. We have 20 ships in our fleet, each great ships in on themselves, offered different product. You know, you can experience the Norwegian product on each of them in different ways, and of course the Norwegian Aqua just takes our product to a new level.
But I think one of the things the person who travels on Norwegian often realizes that the service is essentially the same. You try to keep it consistent throughout. It's just the hardware may change.
Absolutely, you're 100% correct with that. We have very profound and structured service protocols for all of our operating units. So the Cagney's on the Sky is going to produce the same beautiful steak that the Cagney's on Aqua would produce. The hardware, the physical plant is the difference.
So so there might be a color shift, but the steak is still the same.
Absolutely, you're going to get the same wonderful dining experience.
So let's talk through the upgrades on this ship. Bring it into focus, please.
So. First, Prima and Viva were the first in the class. They are fantastic ships, and our guests really love them, as do the crew that work on board the Prima and the Viva. But we always learn from our guests, and we learn from ships once they've been in operation, and see where we can tweak, what tweaks we can make, what improvements we can make, because there's always improvements. No operation is perfect. With Aqua, we actually extended the ship by 22 meters, so it's a larger ship, a larger platform than Prima and Viva.
And width too.
And width, yes. And by doing that, it enabled us to make some enhancements. So whether it was flow enhancements, which were very important, the guests can. It's a very intuitive ship and a very easy ship to navigate compared to our sister vessels. It also enabled us to enlarge some venues, enlarge some spaces. Because some of them needed enlarging, and we heard that from our guests, and we listened to our guests. And I'll give you an example. The pool deck on Prima and Viva, a little bit constrained. On Aqua, it's one of the areas that where we extended the ship by 11 meters. So the pool deck is a much better experience on the ship. We have a larger pool, more sun lounges and day beds around the pool. It looks very elegant. Have you seen it yet?
Yeah.
And it's got a great beach effect or infinity effect on the pool that flows over to a beach effect. We were able to increase vibe also. Vibe is a crowd pleaser. The guests that partake of that offering on all of our vessels really love the vibe experience, and we were able to expand on the vibe location as well.
And well, basically, you do your studies, and where the traffic is most, you do your work. And I know that all night long, the only place you can really party is the local pub, and that has changed significantly.
Yes, local is absolutely a crowd pleaser, day and night. The offering there is really good, but it's really a late night congregation point for our guests. They can get a beverage, they can get something to eat, and the part of the expansion of the ship, or one of the locations that was expanded, was the local area. I'd be remiss if I didn't mention our atrium, though. The atrium is on Prima and Viva. It was a great space. On this is an extraordinary space.
The sight lines are. I have a lot of pictures. We're showing them right now of these. You could see for days.
Yeah, we made some. We were able to make because of the 10 or 11% expansion of the size of the vessel. We were able to move some of the retail that was on deck 7 in the atrium, move it to other locations, which opened up that whole side for relaxation, for resting. Great views on the with the big picture windows. It's just a great congregational area as well as an entertainment area. We've added entertainment on deck 6 in the atrium, which flows up onto deck 7 and deck 8, and vice versa. We've done entertainment on deck 8, which flows down to deck 7 and deck 6. So you can really experience the liveliness of the atrium, regardless of which level you're on.
It's amazing. I'm spotting people in my party way across the atrium. Let me ask you now about the cabins. Let's start with Haven, which I know that you now have a 3-bedroom Haven.
Yes, we have, or we like to believe that we have the right cabin for everybody, and we run the gamut from our solo cabins, which are bar none the best way for solo travelers to sail. They get the solo cabin as well as the solo lounge, which is a great communal space, and then we run all the way up to our 2 and 3 bedroom owner suites. On Aqua, we've added for the first time for Norwegian duplexes. We have 3-bedroom duplexes. We have 4 of them, 2 on port side, 2 on starboard side, on deck 15, and they go up to deck 16. So you really have 2 entrance points for each of those. For each of those duplexes, you can enter through the main living area on deck 15. But if you're going to the Haven bar, the Haven restaurant, which is on deck 16. We have the convenience of an exit door on deck 16. You can go straight into the Haven area. It truly is a extraordinary cabin for family units.
Remember the Haven was just a floor or 2, and now it's how many floors?
Yeah, well, I remember when it was just 1 floor and then 2 floors, right, and then 3 floors. And we like to get better as we go along. I think we've really reached the pinnacle with this Haven experience. It's all located in a segregated area after the ship. It has its own internal elevator which connects the Haven decks with the Haven lounge and the Haven restaurant. Also, with the expansion of the ship, we were able to increase the size of that area. We've also opened up the Haven. You might recall on Prima Viva, the Haven restaurant was almost 2 separate spaces. It had the main body of the restaurant, and then it had what we call the extension or the alcove to the restaurant, which is through a dividing door. We've opened all that up, so it all flows into one large Haven restaurant now, a far better experience for guests.
The 2 extremes, you were talking also about how the solos were so good. I was very impressed with the fact, because they have their own central area, it's almost like they have their own Haven.
It does. It feels exactly like that. It's almost the 2 extremes
that are both really comfortable.
The Haven lounge is a fantastic environment, but the solo lounge is a different but a fantastic environment as well. And every time I go in there, I just look around, I shake my head. It's amazing what they're offering.
No, for the travel advisors that are looking, they have the gambit. That's the whole point. Something for everybody.
We do. We certainly have something for everybody. And our standard balcony cabins and our ocean view cabins, we've won acclaim for them. We've won awards for them. They are truly the most comfortable cabins in their category at sea.
I'm going to show my cabin, and so you want to talk a little bit about the family balconies?
The family balconies are wonderful. They have the sofa beds. They have the space to have a 3rd and 4th.
Spacious bathroom.
The bathrooms are the showers are especially very very spacious. It's not the cruise ship bathrooms of yore, where you were really cramped into a little cubicle. Our bathrooms are spacious.
Surprisingly, a lot of storage.
That too. We've listened to our guests over the years, and we get better, as we said, over the years. And I guess I've told us bathrooms are important, balconies are important. We have very nicely positioned balconies, and of course storage is important, especially if you're going on cruises that are in excess of 7 days.
And we were privileged to see, I guess it's an early version of the Revolution, the Prince show. Let's talk about entertainment in general, because there's a lot here.
There certainly is. Aqua has set the bar for entertainment, not only I believe on the Norwegian fleet, but in the cruise industry. The Revolution show, you saw, I think, only the second times we've performed the show, or the team has performed the show, and I want to say it's in my recollection, the best show we've ever had at sea. I'd like to hear what you thought about it, though.
No, so I wrote that it seemed like they had a lot of coffee before they went on, because this was a lot of energy, and of course Prince requires that. I think there was like 20 dancers and 5 or 6 musicians, and it was. Well, I can't show it to you yet. Hopefully we'll get some footage, because it's so new, and we're trying to get the rights to show you.
I think it's a tremendous show. It's interactive, like we've never had a show before, because we have the mash pit, really, the floor of the theatre, where guests are immersed within the show itself, and we have the movable stages which move around with the guests on the floor.
So let's explain. So the orchestra was they were almost like bleachers pushed in. So now you had like a pit. Yeah. So everyone was dancing in there, and then there were extensions to the stage that were on wheels that were moved around, and finally formed his logo.
With dancers and singers on those stages as they move around, and then it does form the logo of.
So it's not enough dancing in waves. Now they're moving the stage under you too.
Yeah, it's an interactive show, and the energy and the talent of the performers, and there's 25 in total in the production, is incredible. I cannot imagine how they do one show, never mind 2 shows a night. But great feedback from the guests. But it doesn't stop there. We have tonight we will be having the Rumors show.
That's the expansion. So that started in your little venue. Everyone loved it, and there was no room.
Sometimes we're a victim of our own success. Rumors was so popular in the Sid Norman location that it was a sellout crowd every single night. We could fit about 150 persons into that venue, so 2 shows would be 300 guests. So we had 300 guests that saw this great show, and we had 3,000 guests that were upset that they weren't able to enjoy the show. So again, listening to our guests, telling us what they want. They wanted definitely to see Rumors. Everybody wanted to see Rumors. So we brought it out into the main theatre.
That's the rumor.
And that is the rumor. And that show is going to be on tonight, and I'm sure you'll enjoy it as much as you enjoyed Revolution. And then tomorrow, Elements. Elements is another homegrown show, something that Norwegian developed a number of years ago to great reviews, and has always been a crowd pleaser and a crowd favorite. We've updated a little bit for Aqua, and you'll get to experience it tomorrow. But 3 really strong shows, and it doesn't end there. We have the entertainment in the atrium on deck 8, which we've never had on Prima and Viva. We have the entertainment nightly on deck 6, again in the atrium, which is great. And then, besides Sid Norman's and improv, what has become it started off as a secret, only a few guests knew about it, now everybody has gravitated to there, is the Metropolitan. The entertainment that we have then at night is, and we were able to do that because, again, the changes that we made to the ship, we repositioned the bar, we've opened up that space more so, and then closed it in a little way that it doesn't feel like it's a pass-through venue, that it's a venue on its own now. And guests are really enjoying the evening vibe in Metropolitan.
And that's with those special drinks, right? Those are the sustainable drinks.
That's what we have, the sustainable drinks.
So the recipes are...
Yeah, and we source the product sustainably from all over the world, as we do with all of our offerings. And the sustainable menus that we have there are really next level.
So the entertainment is also, you're a multi-generation trip. Let's talk about the game zone. Let's talk about the ride. Let's talk about all the things that a whole family can do.
And yes, Alan, we are definitely a multi-generational experience on all of our ships, and it's something that we've really taken to another level on board Aqua. We have the game zone, which replaces the Galaxy Pavilion, and Game Zone tugged at my heart a little bit because it has a lot of retro games, which speaks to maybe to the fathers and the grandfathers in a multi-generational family. And then
back in my day, this is what we played, son.
Yeah, it was. I mean, we have Space Invaders, we have Donkey Kong, games that a lot of our cruising family are going to know from when they were young. But then we have everything else. We have bowling for those that enjoy bowling. We have VR games up there for those that are enjoy VR. We're an arcade for everybody up there. So we moved away from the Galaxy Pavilion, which was really very modern and had all the bells and whistles of technology, back to incorporate part of that, but also the retro games that many of us grew up with and know and love. You know, and moving from there, and that is really well positioned because it's close to the kids club, which again caters to all kid generations or kid age groups. We also have this ship out of the gate. We have an entourage, a teen club. You might recall in Prima and Viva, we did not have a teen club. And our guests told us soon after launch they wanted a teen club. So we actually went back to those vessels and we retrofitted a teen club on Aqua, on Prima and Viva, but Aqua came out of the gate with a teen club. And I see the teens are going to be spending a lot of time between the club, which is great, and then the game zone. But moving upstairs, we have the outdoor attractions. We have tea time, which is a great interactive putt golf experience, mini golf experience. We have the stadium, which has all sorts of games for individuals and families. Pickleball, which is hugely.
How many courts?
Only one, but and I think there's going to be a line because pickleball players are really passionate about pickleball, and they all want to do it. We have the darts that we had on Prima and Viva, a little bit different, but we have it right next to a well-positioned bar. Going up 2 levels.
You're working your way up. I know what you're doing.
Going up 2 levels from there, we have the glow court, which is, it's just fantastic basketball, but very interactive, and the court itself is very versatile, and guests are going to have a lot of fun up there. But then coming back down one, I have to say that the winner is what we replaced the racetrack with. And it's not that the racetrack was not a great experience. The racetrack was a great experience, but we had it on a number of ships, about 5 ships already. It was time for something new. Norwegian always wants to be in the forefront of attractions, innovation, culinary.
But also, we all own cars. We know there's upkeep. It was time to move on.
It was time to move on. And we have the Aqua coaster, which is the first of its kind at sea or on land. And it is a real high energy ride through tubes, through a coaster, on a raft. I do warn you, you do get wet. I was foolish enough to go fully clothed, tie-down shirt, a button-down shirt, and jeans, and I got wet. I was slushing through the corridors, but a great experience, exhilarating, thrilling.
You say it's like a roller coaster and a water slide all in one.
All in one, yes. And you're on a raft while you're doing it. You get pushed up to the beginning of the ride with I don't know how many G-forces, but quite a few, and then you make your way through the ride. But it's about just under a minute the ride, but really tremendous.
So all of this doesn't come out of thin air. You were planning it for something.
Yes, if you look at the Prima sailed predominantly in North Atlantic, the Balkans, the Baltic, and in Iceland and so forth. A lot of the activities are around the interior spaces of the ship. Aqua is going to be a fun in the sun, warm weather itinerary-based ship. She's going to be in the Caribbean. She's going to be out of Cape Canaveral. So you needed the outdoor activities, the outdoor spaces, which is why we increased the size of the pools. We increased the size of Vibe. The attractions that we have, like the Aqua coaster, is water-based, all outdoors. It's very much this is going to be a warm weather ship, and we built
deck chairs, I see.
Driven by the fact that we have more space, but also better position. We also have a lot of day beds around the ship, which we didn't have on the previous vessels. Very comfy, very aesthetically pleasing and comfy. Really a great ship to enjoy the time at sea in the Caribbean.
So let's talk about F&B. Anything new?
Always, we like some new offerings on a new ship. I do want to start with our more at sea beverage package. We have the best beverage program at sea, and we have the best beverage packages at sea, including all fan favorites. I mean, Casamigos, we have Woodford Reserve, real high quality spirits. We have Grey Goose included in our packages, and the More at Sea beverage package is really I don't want to say an improvement on our previous package, but it's an upgrade of our previous package because it includes our premium and ultra premium brand. So that's real changer that is on the ship, but also throughout the Norwegian fleet. Then we've added some we've brought back, of course, all our stalwarts, all our fan favorites when it comes to the culinary offerings, but we have some changes as well. We've added a new Thai restaurant, which is the first time Norwegian has had a Thai restaurant called Sukha Thai. Very, very great, favorable reviews. Again, this is only the first and second cruise, but guests have really taken to it. The Indulge concept, and you saw the Indulge concept on Prima and Viva, is a tremendous concept on its own. But what it enables us to do, it enables us to test dishes or test concepts to move around. So if we can test the concept there, if we see guests don't buy into it, we'll change it for the following ship or even for that ship. But if we test the concept there and guests really buy into it, we'll expand on that for a future ship. And we saw that with Thai. We had some Thai offerings in noodles, where we had pad Thai and so forth, and it was our number one selling dish in Indulge. So that told us guests really want a Thai restaurant, and so we brought that out on Aqua. And we will then go on to test other options and expand on those on future new builds if they prove favorable. We also have Plantery, which is the plant-based outlet in Indulge, the first time that we've had it on board the ship. We've had, of course, salad bars and so forth, but this is the first time that we have a plant-based outlet. And again, 2 cruises in, very, very favorable reviews, and it's something that we'll continue to offer. I always speak about Palomar. Palomar, I think, when we launched it on Prima, was a smash hit, and she continues to be. Many of the dishes most of the dishes that guests love, a few tweaks here and there, and then we have all the rest of our specialties. We have Cagney's, we have Bistro, we have Onda, we have Los Lobos. I do want to speak a little bit, though, Alan, about our main dining rooms. Of course, Hudson's.
Let's not forget them.
Yes, Hudson's a beautiful restaurant with a great menu. And you and I spoke in Hudson's last time on one of the previous ships. Besides Hudson's, we have Commodore on Prima and Viva, and they were lovely restaurants and the great dining experience and great meals. But aesthetically, it was almost the Red-Headed Stepchild. Guests felt if they were.
It's not a punishment to go there.
No, it's absolutely not. But they felt it wasn't as aesthetically pleasing maybe as Hudson was. We certainly righted that or corrected that on Aqua. When I first walked into the completed Commodore, I was blown away. She is as beautiful, or even more so, than so many of our specialty restaurants. I'll give the credit to our architects and designers. They really did a fantastic job there. So the restaurant now complements the great dining experience that you're going to have there, the meal, the service, and so forth, because the dining experience is made up of not only the food, not only the service, but the ambience as well. And Commodore is a really, really beautiful restaurant.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
It's a lot of hard work. It sounds like we kind of know who the guest is. It's a multi-generational guest. But how should travel advisors sell the new Aqua?
Aqua truly does cater to everybody. We firmly believe that on this ship we have a product that meets the needs of all generations and all tastes within a family unit. So whether you're a grandparent and you want the exclusivity and sometimes the solitude of the haven, or you want, or you're the parent that wants the activities around the ship and the nice dining experiences and the different entertainment every night, or whether you a teenager or a younger child that you want the game zone, you want the Splash Academy, you want the ability to eat with your parents when you want to eat with your parents in a more relaxed environment like Surfside, which is a great buffet experience, or now and again the parents and the grandparents might want to put and I don't mean sequestrate, but put the younger members of the family in the kids club where they love to be, and they can go for a very refined dining experience, maybe in Ondo or at the Haven or that. Aqua really does offer something for everybody in a family unit.
So let's tell them how they can get more information. I've got 2 websites here. Do you want to mention?
Of course, ncl.com, www.ncl.com.
And let's also not forget about norwegiancentral.com.
Yes, of course, norwegiancentral.com.
So, well, thank you for talking to us. You've helped me filter. I mean, ship's a big ship. It's medium sized. I shouldn't say that. It's a medium sized ship, but there's a lot to it. And really, what I wanted to focus on were the differences. So thank you for highlighting that.
Only a pleasure. Great speaking with you. I'm going to be having lunch and indulge in a couple of minutes. I'd love you to join me if you have time.
All right, so we let our fingers do the voting. Yeah, and who knows what we might order might become a restaurant someday.
It could certainly happen. Watch this space.
Yeah, okay. Thanks for talking.
Only a pleasure, Alan. Nice to see you.
And this is Alan Fine for Insider Travel Report.